Hello, hello, my friends, and welcome to your Monday show, The Energy Effect Live. Every Monday, we get together and identify your number one priority for the week. And then I give you an energy hack to help you make it happen easier, faster, a little bit more fun, a little bit less effort. I'm Kristen Brown. If this is the first time you're joining me, thank you for attending. We always do this every single Monday, right around noon, depending on what I've got going on, because I am a full-time keynote speaker and trainer. And so I'm not always here on Mondays. Sometimes we do it on Tuesdays, sometimes we do it a little earlier, sometimes a little later, but generally it's around noon on Mondays. So thank you for joining me. For those of you that have joined me before, you know that we dig into all of the ways that you can show up to reach your goals, to be less stressed, to really make sure that you're getting what you want out of your work and your life, even when you're overwhelmed, even when you're overloaded, even when there's a lot of change going on. So it's really I'm so blessed to have you here and always excited to give you the tips and ideas that you need. Now, for my newbies, we've been meeting every Monday since my birthday, September 1st, last fall. So you are in for some really good accountability every single week. And I call it radical accountability, where I'm ensuring that you have a touch point on Monday to say, what do I need to do all week long to ensure that on Friday, I feel like I have really made progress on something that's important to me. That's a priority for me. That doesn't mean you're not going to have a whole bunch of other things going on and other people's fires and squirrels and rabbit holes that you're going to go down. But you are going to be accountable to yourself for just one thing, just one item on your list. And once you can start getting used to that flow of saying, Mondays, I'm identifying it, Fridays, I'm going to have it done by then, you're going to start to feel the shift in your body and your mind and in your engagement and in your productivity, ensuring that you know you've got that one thing to do all week. And it'll start moving you forward incrementally, sometimes a little bit at a time, and sometimes by leaps and bounds, depending on what it is that your big goals are and how committed and accountable you are to making them happen. Now, this week, we're focusing on stress management. Every single week, I have a different theme. Last week was relationships. This week, we're talking about stress. And it's always based on feedback that I get from my community, because I've got people that hang out with me a lot over on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and different places. I have my business community that I hang out with here on LinkedIn, and people that I meet in person, of course, as well, at speaking events and trainings and when I'm doing speaker coaching. So I'm always taking all of that feedback and saying, all right, what do people need? What's happening in the bigger world? And how can I make sure that every single week we've got a theme, something that will actually help drive you forward that week? And this week, it happens to be about stress management. Now, the world is crazy. We're not going to go into any of that. Regardless of where you're at, there's a lot of change happening. And in that change, we often get really stressed out. And when we're stressed out, that fight or flight response actually shuts down your ability to think strategically, to have a clear vision. So we want to be sure that when you identify your number one priority for this week and your priorities in general, that you've got your stress under control so that you're actually thinking critically, that you're making the right decisions, not just reactive decisions about what you want to do with your life and with your work. Okay. So every week we use your energies to do that. Now, for those of you that are new here, I always like to give just a quick recap of what those 7 energies are, because this drives everything, all my research and my master's degree and everything all really culminated in how I show up with this flow formula. It's helping you identify your 7 energies, where they're blocked, where they're flowing, so that you can ensure that you're making progress and have momentum on what you want. So vision energy makes sure you know what you want in the first place. Strategy energy is the plan to make it happen. Communication energy is making sure you tell the world about it so that you can actually have some external motivation to help move you forward. Relationship energy is having the right people around you to be your supporters, and also having boundaries around those energy vampires. You've heard me talk about that if you've seen me on stage, or if you've seen me here pretty much every week, I talk about energy vampires. Confidence energy is saying, all right, here's what I want, and I know I've got the superpowers and the skills and the amazingness inside of me to make it happen. So that's confidence energy. Creativity energy is having fun in the process and making sure that you're bringing new perspectives and open-mindedness and passion to what it is that you want to make happen in your work and in your life. And then motivation, of course, is that internal and external ability to keep yourself on track, to kick your own butt, to make sure that you're making progress on the things that you actually want in that vision. So every week we take an energy hack from that. There are thousands and thousands of energy hacks, but I give you one to help you make your priority happen this week. So let's get started. I mean, we already started, but let's get going on the reason we're here. Let's identify first your number one priority for this week. if you could get to Friday and have completed this one thing, what would it be? For me, I'm just going to show you. I have my brand new speaker kit that is almost ready for distribution. It's a digital kit where people can click and go to videos and all kinds of stuff, but it's multi-page, multi-technology and multi work that I've had to do on it. And it's been a lot of work, but it's almost done. And once that is ready to roll, then I have a brand new speaker demo video coming out as well. So this week is all about getting all the final pieces put together of what my speaker kit is going to look like overall for meeting planners or leaders that are looking to hire me. So that means that by Friday, I've got really specific things that I want to have happen. Number one will be to ensure this is complete and uploaded to my website, to my socials, and everywhere that it needs to be, so that once I start sending people to it, it actually is there for them to review. So that is my number one priority for the week. So for you, what is your number one priority? I want you to write it down. Don't just think about it, write it down, because as I say every week, your reticular activating system in your brain will start to look for opportunities for this thing to actually happen if you write it down and you have the visual reminder along with that internal reminder. Okay, so put it on a Post-it note, stick it up, whether it's a piece of paper or you've got things on to remind you, get it visual somewhere. Okay, then now that you have your priority, we want to take it a step further. I want to give you an energy hack to ensure that this thing that you want to get done by Friday actually is being driven by your excitement. And a lot of times it'll be like, all right, we need to have your energy bank full and have things added to and deposited into your energy bank in order for you to have the right engagement, the right excitement, the right confidence to drive your goals and ideas and to-do list items forward. And that is really, there's a million things, like I said, all these things, these energy hacks that you can do, but I want to give you one this week, and it's the 3 C's that can help you determine if you're on the right track with that one priority. So let me walk you through it. So the first step is clarifying what it is that you want. So if you're clarifying, you just did it by writing down your priority. What is it that you want? That's it. You've clarified it. You've thought about it and you've consciously said, this is it. Then looking at your calendar, looking at your to-do list, what is draining your ability to make that happen? What would potentially hold you back? What are the things on there that don't align to that or don't align to any other priorities? That's a cut. That means you need to cut that stuff out. That doesn't mean they have to go away forever, but what can be minimized? What can be moved down the list? What can be set aside for quarter 3 or 4? But cut the stuff that doesn't actually tie to that number one priority. Then finally, we have create. Create means creating places for your energy bank to get filled up. Places where you're going to be inspired and driven forward and excited to work on not just that number one priority, but to have the energy to work on all of the things that you want. So clarifying what you want, cutting the things that don't align to that, and creating opportunities for energy to support what it is that you want and the life that you want and the work that you want. Those 3 C's are critical in any decision you're making, in any forward momentum or goal that you're setting, any milestones that you want to set, is really ensuring that you've got the clarity and that you're clarifying what it is that you want, you're cutting out the things that don't align, and you're creating opportunities for what you want to happen to be more likely. Okay. So those 3 C's, that is your energy hack for this week. Use those throughout the week because that will help you minimize the stressors that are sucking your progress. It'll help you maximize the deposits you can put into your energy bank and really help you to show up in a more positive way with the goals that you want and make progress on them. Now, if you want more resources, I've got all kinds. I've got my podcast, The Energy Effect with Kristen, that comes out on Wednesday. So there'll be a whole new episode on Wednesday that's got several energy hacks to help you with stress management this week and productivity and cutting through the distractions. I've got masterclasses on my store where you can take one about your signature energy. You can join me for a full weekend if you want to write your signature energy speech. If you're someone who's a leader who's speaking in your industry or you speak a lot at meetings in your company, might be a great thing for you to participate in. I've got my LinkedIn newsletter. You'll get that tomorrow. I've got my keynotes and I've got training and consulting. So all the things that you want to look for, you can look for right in my store. You can go here, or you can just go to kristenbrownpresents.com to get everything that you need. So as you leave, I want you to really focus on what it is that you want by the end of the week. That's your number one priority this week. Again, knowing that other things will come along, but think about that number one priority because that'll fuel you all week long. And then think about how can you clarify and be really clear and true to yourself on what it is that you want. Cut out the things that don't allow you to make that happen or don't align to that, and create opportunities to turn on the energy and the things that are going to fill you up all week, whether that's making the time and having boundaries around your time so that you can actually work on your number one priority, whether it's doing fun stuff to fill up your creativity energy that makes things fun and make your passion turn on. But whatever you do to fill up that energy bank will help drive forward that number one priority this week. So clarify, cut, create. That is your energy hack for the week. So again, I'm Kristen Brown. Thank you so much for joining me here on the Energy Effect Live, like we do every Monday. If you have any questions, you have any topics or thoughts that you want help on, if you want me to come to your company for a keynote or your association for a kickoff, please let me know. And I can't wait to see you next week and all week long in social media and newsletters and podcasts and all that good stuff. So see you soon.